Today, the new government will present its maiden budget, which needs to deliver on two critical issues confronting the common people, unemployment and inequality. For India to utilize its huge demographic dividend, its young population, the government needs to think long term and priorities employment both by actively providing for it in the budget and incentivizing employment generation in the private sector to tackle rising inequality. A tax and expenditure policy can be devised. This can deliver on the social, demographic, and climatic change fronts. Bold steps need to be taken, though. We need to rethink our development model and chalk out a just, inclusive, and sustainable path. We present here what needs to be done and how in the form of an Indian Green Deal in bracket IGD bracket close full stop para. There has been a dramatic rise in inequality in wealth and income for more than 2 decades now. A significant rise in consumption as a result of this has also led to burgeoning carbon emissions by the Indian elite. Chart 1 presents the per capita carbon footprint of the top 10% of the Indian population, which, while diverging from an average Indians, has converged with that of a first world citizen. Why is this the case? Chart 2 plots the ratio of expenses incurred by the Indian elite and an average Indian across different commodities and compares these with the carbon embodied in those commodities. It is clear that the rising emissions by the Indian elite has been led by their conspicuous consumption of carbon intensive commodities such as housing, industrial goods, transport, airlines, etc., and clothing. Given that rising emissions are directly related to unprecedented levels of wealth inequality, if the government were to levy a wealth tax, it would be able to solve many problems at one go. India could think of a wealth tax financed IGD consisting of three parts: green energy, infrastructure, and care economy in bracket health and education bracket close. In 2020, the government promised 10% of the GDP as an Atmanirbhar in bracket self-reliance bracket close package for COVID-19 recovery. Taking that as a peg, we propose an alternative and more fruitful way of spending that amount. Ours is a 10 years horizon, which is the minimum time required if we want to overhaul the energy system of the country. Stop.